Like it's been bad. Like it's been.
You do realize this is only like my conversation voice. I can go deeper.
Please don't. I can only get so erect. Whoops, we're live. That's a hot mic situation there, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're starting this bitch. Nah, 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 nah. Da, 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 da. Da, da, da. No idea why I like this song, but it's such a fucking bop. It better that way. Oh, I'm gonna shove my dick in a blender. Come on. Oh, Mr. Tiny's here already. Hello, Bubba. Istanbul. Ah, fuck, I got a popcorn kernel stuck in my tooth. Yeah, better that way. God damn you. Fuck it. Business but the Turks. All right, I told Deadman we're gonna do it at 5 o'clock. He got one more song, and then we're gonna, I don't know. Oh, god damn it, that's such a good song too. Son of a bitch. Okay, all right. ADD brain, need to focus. One more song. We're gonna start this after the song. So everybody grab your drinks, grab your popcorn, grab your flavored air that you need. Sit back, relax. We're about to do an interview from Deadman, from VTNetwork, a very good friend of mine. Let's get this shit show started. One more song. Everybody get prepared, because you're not moving from your fucking seat after this has started. If you do, I'm gonna come and punch you in your big toe. Nah, 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 nah. That's not the song I wanted to play. I just realized that. Yeah, no, that was not the song I wanted to play. I know how to run show. I know how to do a thing. Bite my ass, Mr. Tiny. Goddamn Louisianan. Coming here talking shit in my chat. Bullshit. I don't like this. I don't like this because we have Mr. Tiny who's 6 foot, and we also have Deadman who's 6 foot, and right now I'm the 5'7" white cream in the middle, and I don't like this.
6'2".
6 foot. Oh, 6'2" and 6'9". My apologies. Excuse the fuck out of me. The midget got something wrong. Pardon the sweet shit out of me, Deadman. And Mr. Tiny. Well, apparently I'm just fucking up all around today. You got any short jokes, Deadman? Because Tiny's already going in on it.
What? Please. I am the book.
I own the book of insulting Gibby. I wrote that motherfucker.
I essentially did.
You look like, oh, damn. Yeah, I've heard better. Look like an Ewok with glasses. Eh. Okay, fuck it. That's the end of the song. That's all you all get. You don't get anything else. I've already.
That was Uh-Oh by Suburban.
Oh, God, that song is so good. I've been listening to that bitch on repeat. Hello, everybody. Welcome to PodcastDaddys Content Factory, the show where I interview content creators so you get to know them a little better. Today, I have been wanting to do this interview for so goddamn long, and today I have been blessed with the wonderful, beautiful, voluptuous voice of Deadman from VTNetwork. How are you doing today, buddy?
I'm good. I'm a little bit tired. Had a marathon weekend, but you know, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like you just keep going, and now it's time to go back to the normal world, I guess,
Ugh,
as it were.
trash. Why would we ever want to do that?
You know,
Whoever
this is a cool
said,
graphic, by the way. I like the TV graphic.
hey, thank you. I needed to do something because I wasn't going to continue to show my face because I'm like, nope. I'm not ready for camera anymore. I'm going to be on camera. I got to get paid. You understand?
Well, why don't you become a PNG tuber?
Eh, eh, if my equipment could handle it, I definitely would.
I can get you the resources. You know I can.
Oh, I know you can. That's why I haven't really brought it up to you because I'm like, fuck. Because if I bring it up, it's got to be done. If it has to be done if I let him know. So I got to just got to keep it on the DL. Anyways, from the PNG tuber. Deadman, who are you and what do you do? So it doesn't just seem like I'm interviewing some random person off the streets.
My name is Deadman, otherwise known as Miguel de Some, otherwise known as the narrator to some others. I am a podcaster. I host VT Network on YouTube Fridays and Sundays. We cover all sorts of nerd shit. You've been on many multiple times. We cover everything from video games, music, anime, movies, fucking celebrity deaths and gossip. We also share our opinions and I actually get into some actually intelligent conversations where nobody's opinion is wrong. We just had a very serious conversation yesterday with Henry, the host, and from it came from a Monster Movie podcast, and he has some very stringent opinions, but we never actually, you know, attacked him for them. We were like, you know, okay, share your shit. You know, we'll talk about it, and that's kind of what we do. I also voice act with Dark Charm Media, which I believe Gibby, you just joined up with us.
Yeah.
And I do.
I didn't know how loud I could talk about it though. That's why I haven't really said anything.
You're part of the crew, man, and you're gonna be with us, and you're gonna be with us at the end of this month, hanging out, drinking beer. And
Well, I
so
know that, but I didn't know how loud I could be. That's the problem.
be loud, be loud, be loud.
Don't give me
Be
that
loud.
freedom. Don't give me that freedom.
I'm
You
giving
know
you
this.
that freedom. I'm literally handing it to you with a bow on top and a pre-lubricated condom. Anyways,
Oh,
I voice act. I also write. I write fiction, horror. I do reviews and stuff like that. Yeah, just your general all-around content creator that drives a truck.
all right. Now I gotta ask, why did you choose the content creation path? Because holy shit, I thought you just did podcasting when I first met you, and then the more I got to know you, it was like, oh, you do a hell of a lot more.
Yeah, directing, acting, writing, producing, camera work, light work, literally programming on computers and stuff like that. Yeah. I chose it because I always wanted to be in show business in some capacity, but I never really knew how. You know what I mean? Like it's like I want to do something in that realm. And then I saw the movie Collateral, directed by Michael Mann, starring Jamie Foxx and um, what's his name, Tom Cruise, and I fell in love, literally fell in love with the style that it was directed, and the way and the scenery that they chose, and all the things that they did to make LA not the usual typical, like,
Glitz,
neon glitz
glamour.
and glamour. Yeah, this was like off of Fifth and Rodeo.
Oh, Jesus.
And so I loved it. I loved how dirty it looked. I just fell in love, and I fell in love with the idea that the director can pull this performance, this just evil fucking performance out of Tom Cruise, because he plays Vincent, who's a hitman, and Tom Cruise is always, the $1 billion smile. He's the suave motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like he's got all the moves and shit like that. But when you watch Collateral, holy balls, is he just evil? And it was then that I wanted to be a director, and I was like, I want to do that. I want to tell actors what their parts are and how to get to their parts and how to make their parts better, and I want to do that, and I think it was one of the most fascinating movies I've ever seen.
So you just wanted to boss actors around like, hey, you, over here, do what you need to do. You know what you need to do. I don't need to tell you.
I've done it. I've shared some horror stories on the post show of ours, like trying to get shots and stuff like that, and going, what the fuck are you doing? What
The
the fuck are you
lights.
doing? The lights situation.
Oh my God. We watched a video where it was like the darker it got, the better the scene was. It just pitch black. Perfect. Done. Done. So I gotta ask,
Yeah.
what was your first instance of directing?
My first instance of directing was like my very first like behind the camera, like
Yes.
directing.
Yep.
We were doing I was doing a friend of mine's short film when he was in UTEP College, University of Texas of El Paso, and he wanted a fight scene, like a very Jackie Chan fight scene, but he wanted it in a very narrow area. So he was picking these angles that were they weren't the best. You know what I mean? Like one actor was overshadowing the other actor. We weren't getting the shots. And so I was like, I've seen every minute of Jackie Chan movies, and I've also seen every minute of Bruce Lee movies. Do you want me to do this? And he was pissed off at me. He was like, "Well, you think you can fucking do it better?" And I was like, "Bitch, I know I can do it better." And he was like, "I tell you what, you do it better, I'll pay you double for your day." And I was like, "Okay, cool. Call a 10-minute break, reset. We're gonna get the cameras to where they need to be, and I need a mobile rig." So we did. We put the cameras one on a wide spot, which is you're gonna be just looking at the entire scene, right? It's a very far away camera shot. And
Right,
then on
right.
the other camera, I was holding it and I was walking with the actors and chasing their movements. And so what we did is we had one wide shot of these two actors fighting, and I was directing them, right? And I was like, hey, when you get this hit, I want you to do this impact. I want you to take this impact like this. When you hit him, I want you to have this face on, and I want you to, use this movement so that way, you can broadcast that you're using power. Like we're not going to change any of the choreography. We're gonna change how the hits land, And so we shot the shots. We got the takes. We only did about 5 takes total when I was directing.
Oh shit.
And yeah, and so when we went to the edit bay, and he was sitting there with his editor, and his editor was like, I only need to intersplice like 3 of these things. Like he did really good. And so he like called me, and he was like, you know what, fuck you. I'll send you your check, but don't ever fucking talk to me again. Okay.
All right, well, I did my job. That's what I was here to do. So fuck off, I guess.
Yeah, and that's actually like the first instance of work I got, and I started getting work by word of mouth from there. Like these two actors that were, one of them was a football player, the other one was he was a band geek, and they went to the other people that they were acting with and was like, yeah, this Deadman guy, yeah, he knows what he's doing, yeah, yeah. So I got a lot of phone calls after that.
Okay, now, obviously you have areas in directing, because the movie was not your first instance. That was just, or like your only, sorry, wrong phrasing. What would be your most fun experience directing? Like the one that just sticks in your head the most?
My most fun. I talk about it a lot, and I wish the video was still out there. But the artist that I recorded it with passed away. Um, we had I used to have a friend, and it was the most fun because it was just a no rules kind of thing, right? So we were filming a music video that he wanted to shoot, and the music video was about hidden trauma, and he was a rapper. So his dad was in the military, so of course everything he had to speak was tongue in cheek. You know what I mean? Everything he had to say was tongue in cheek,
Of
and
course.
so um, we had this video concept, both him and I. It was kind of like a 50-50 thing, and we had this video concept where he's going to be in a house, right? And in the house he's just going to be rapping, telling the story, and he's going to be the whole house is dilapidated. It's there's holes in the roof. You know what I mean?
It's like a crack house.
Yeah, and the whole thing's destroyed. So he just goes nuts and starts destroying shit while he's rapping at the camera. And at the end of the music video, he says the last line while the song plays out, walks out the front door, and on the front door, when we cut to the outside of the street, it's actually this perfect, like, 2.5 story new build in northeast El Paso.
Ooh.
And he's not dirty anymore. He doesn't have the rags, he doesn't have the jeans and the saggy clothes on anymore. He's dressed really preppy. And I had the most fun with that video because I will when we were doing it, I would tell him, just go nuts, fucking go nuts, bro. Scream it, scream it. Like, I know that's not how it is on the tracks, but scream it. Let you get those veins pumping. You know what I mean? And
Get
so
that forehead vein out. That's what
yeah,
we want to
get
see. We
get
want to
the
see that forehead vein just pop ferociously out.
yeah, get that strain in your neck. You know what I mean? Get your arms flexing. Make that make yourself emotional. Get into it. Rage, and so he would kick the shit out of tables. He would flip shit when he was rapping. He'd pick stuff up and throw it, and it was just a lot of fun because it was this abandoned fucking house in the middle of nowhere, El Paso, that we could just literally destroy, and just we had a lot of fun with it because even after the music video was done, of course, we're in our late teens, so we hung around and broke more shit.
Of course. Well, I mean, what else are you going to do if you have an abandoned house beyond break more shit inside said house?
Yeah, and so that was probably the most fun. But I mean, like, outside of like fun, in a business sort of fun is when actors get it. You know what I mean? Like when you only have to do one take, and you're like, okay, shit, right, you're on it.
Hey, that works. Fuck it. Let's run it.
Yeah, we're going with that. We're running with that. Yeah, and that's happened a couple of times. I worked on a TV pilot that was coming out of El Paso that was called um, Love in the Border, something like that. And I was working as a secondary unit, and I was on there for a couple of days for the pilot. And yeah, man, this actress, she was just on. She was just on. Like, the scene was supposed to be her dad dies in Mexico, so she's trying to get uh, through the border to go see her dad's funeral, and they won't let her. So she walks out and has a breakdown. And so we were doing it in a one tracking shot. We were tracking her from the inside of the building, walked out of the building, camera centers on her right outside the door, and she just breaks down. And we were like, "Oh, somebody needs to check on her. I don't
Yeah,
know
like
if it's
yeah, it's like I understand it's acting, but like somebody please, for the love of God, follow her to her dressing room because I don't know if this is gonna end bad. If we're gonna need a new actress after this.
Yeah, so I'm running second unit, which means like lights, the more dynamic shots, the lower to the ground shots, and I'm just looking at the director, and he's just like just looking at her, just like, mm-hmm, and I'm like, call cut, maybe,
Please, before she goes even more crazy.
because
Like if
I'm
she actually
about to
loses,
start crying.
if she actually
Like,
loses her shit, that's a liability on us. I would like to remind you of that.
and then yeah, finally, like, a good, like, and like the worst part is like, you think it's like minutes, but it's only like 40 seconds. 40 seconds of
Oh,
her just having this breakdown. And like, but it feels like an hour. You know what I mean? It's like when you're in this shit and you're like, God, that was forever. How much footage do we get? 2 minutes? 2 minutes. 2 minutes, a minute and 30 walking, 30 of her breaking. Shit.
I
We
need
need
a drink after that.
lunch. We're going to lunch. fuck this, you
It's
know?
not lunchtime. I don't give a shit.
I don't give a fuck. I'll fight you in the parking lot, Hal. Like, so yeah, like having a lot of fun on shoots and stuff like that. It's really fun. And you know, one of the things that can be fun, but most of the time fucking isn't, is when everyone gets the giggles. And
Oh, I feel like that would ruin an entire scene.
it just kills the vibe, man. Oh, it kills the vibe. Oh, it's so funny though. Like if I'm not if I'm not on like A unit or B unit, or I'm just like doing lights or sound or something, and I'm just off to the sidelines and I don't have to have direct input, it's goddamn hilarious. You know, because like depending on like the situation, like I was like the one time I was laughing my balls off. Like I was laughing harder than anybody on set, was when we were trying to do this really serious sex scene,
Oh
right?
no, not a
And so
serious sex scene.
yeah, so what you do is you call empty, and that just means that you have as few people on set as possible, so that the actress and actor feel comfortable. So that way
Right.
you only have the director, maybe the producer, maybe the line producer, and then you got your B unit, which is like people like me, right? So you only have like maybe 8 people total on set, as opposed to like the usual 40 or 50.
Right.
And so they're trying to get into the scene, but she starts just laughing because I think he tickled her or something. And so, but that's the way the script goes, right? He cradles her and whatever, and she just starts giggling uncontrollably. And so we did like 2 takes, and by the third take, we're all just cracking up. And there's this poor girl like in her underwear, topless. This dude in a modesty sock, and we're all just cracking up. And the director's red in the face, and he's just like, "This is supposed to be a serious fucking shoot." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, you know, call lunch, bro, because this is not going anywhere."
Yeah, you got a guy with a sock on his cock. I don't know how serious you want me to be here.
Yeah,
All right, now of course, you have good times, but on the opposite side of the same coin, you have your bad times also.
yes.
What was your worst experience directing?
Firearms handling.
Damn, that was
Firearms
fast. That
handling.
wasn't even a thought.
No, I can tell you. I can tell you easily, because blanks in a firearm, even in a blank firing firearm, will fuck you up. It will kill you. Like, leave Brandon Lee and the Crow out of this. Like, literally, just firing this thing fucking in the vicinity of you will kill you. So, when you are experienced with firearms, you know what I mean, and you got an armorer on set who's just like, no, this is fine, this is fine, we're gonna point the weapons in this angle, they're gonna be safe. No, no, they're fucking not. And if you point your fucking weapons, you make the actors point your weapons in that direction, I'm gonna whoop your ass. And the worst part is that this happens often. You know, this is not a single occur. This isn't rare. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like anytime there's firearm on the set, you know, and actors are like, especially if actors are playing like a badass or something. You know what I mean? So they're supposed to be like uber familiar with the weapon and the platform, and you're just like, okay, point the barrel in the air, take your fucking finger off the trigger, do that shit again, I'm gonna check you.
I don't understand how you could have somebody that seems to know what they want or seems to know what they do firearms wise and they have no gun safety rules whatsoever.
Yeah, yeah,
They're the type of
and
guy, they're the type of person that would look down the barrel while they're cleaning it.
you know, I was just cleaning it and it went off. Shot my cat, the neighbor's cat, the dog, the neighbor.
we there ain't no more tiny, that's all I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, it's okay. I was getting tired of feeding them anyways. But yeah, no. Any times there's firearms on set, anytime there's firearms on set, I'm uber cautious, and you know you'll have actors like even with a loaded, even they're blanks, like I said, they're with the loaded firearms trying to do the drills, and I'm like, get the magazine out, lock your chamber. You
But
don't do
why?
that.
But
Yeah,
why?
yeah. And that's the question you get. No, hold on. I gotta feel the weight. You ain't gotta feel a goddamn thing, son. Magazine only adds a couple of ounces to the weapon. You're not gonna have a different performance. You're only gonna be firing 5 shots in this. So you're not working with a full 30 rounds. Take the fucking magazine out. Lock the bolt back. If you don't know how to do it, I'll do it for you. And that's probably it. That's probably the most, just frustrating. It's the most painful one because I mean, like, yeah, everybody talks about, oh, fucking so and so had a fit on set. You know what I mean? Like they were talking about Tom Cruise on the latest Mission Impossible, screaming at people, and I'm like, yeah, it happens. It happens. People when you're a producer, you have money invested in this,
Right.
so if you fucking if the people around you that you're paying aren't doing what you're telling them to do, and they're fucking up and they might cost the production millions of dollars, yeah, dude, you're gonna lose your shit. And people that are quote unquote difficult to work with, that's yeah, of course that happens, but it's not as common as people think. But that can be solved. You know what I mean? Like if an actor's being shitty on set, what do you want? You want a sandwich? You want a juice box?
Right.
Want some chocolate?
Especially when you're working with a veteran like Tom Cruise. That's not his first fucking movie ever. So if it's not like, hey, I've worked with big names, and you guys are not even trying your slightest damnedest, yeah, I'm gonna get pissed and I'm gonna yell at you. Get
Yeah,
your shit right.
yeah. So yeah, the only time I'm really, I count that frustration is when there's firearms involved, or a knife or a weapon of some kind, and that's when I'm like, yeah, give me that. It's like chasing a toddler with a fork when they're going towards the light socket. And you're just stop, little fucker.
Okay, now of course we have the professional side of it where you've helped film short films, you've helped with music videos. There's also a prior YouTube channel that you and your brother slash co-host DJ ran.
Yeah, the studio dead.
Yep. Now, what made you guys want to start that exactly? Was it just a pet project or did you want it to actually go somewhere?
So we started the studio dead because we would hang out at our friend's house and we would just spew opinions at each other. Like hours on end. Like we would just spew opinions at each other. Just literally like, fuck you, fucking Final Fantasy 8 was garbage. Well, fuck you, Final Fantasy 7 was garbage. Hey, fuck it. So we started to just mold this together, and it was right around the time when E3 was handing out press passes left and right, and you just had to have a certain number count. And so, if you had a certain number count, E3 would fly you out to the whole shindig, right, and VIP you and everything. And that was honestly our goal. We wanted to go to E3, and we wanted we wanted to be flown out to E3, and it never happened. But we did get a lot of sponsors, man. We got video game controller sponsors. We got controller grip sponsors. We got drink sponsors. Whiskey. We had a whiskey sponsor for a little while. Um, we were doing numbers, man. We were getting on people's radars. We got mentioned by a couple of people who were really big at the time, like Zergriz, Operator Perry, a couple of Claymores. You know what I mean? Uh,
I feel like
they
those
all
are
they all
old channels right there.
Oh yeah. These are old as shit, and we were getting traction, man, and then yeah, then it just kind of fell apart, you know.
As some projects do, we don't expect all projects to have a longevity, and if they do, great. If they don't, no skin off my balls. So, so after that, what was the next venture? What was in the headlights for you?
Podcasting. I did my first podcast, actual podcast with a guy on Twitter named Katality. You can actually still find some of those way out there on SoundCloud somewhere.
Oh
And
God, the
I really,
SoundCloud days.
yeah. Like when podcast websites we used to charge you, you know what I mean, to put your shit up.
Right.
Or you used to have to pay per podcast. I don't know if you're old enough to remember that shit, but
I'm not old enough, but I do remember listening to old podcasts like PKA and The Dick Show, and they're like, "Oh, we got to pay for episode per this."
uh-huh.
I was like, "Oh, thank God for the websites we have now."
Yeah, thank fuck for that. And so I started doing that. I started also diving more into creation with movies and writing, and I really wanted to start writing a lot more, and so I did. I started a blog spot, and I started writing short stories, and I started writing long stories, and I started writing serials, and I started writing just more and more and more. And there was no goal in mind for that. I just wanted people to read it. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
And
As you should. You know, if you're gonna write stuff, you'd want people to view it.
I think it's still out there. Hold on, let me bring my 17-pound keyboard up.
Or it's just you screaming into the void.
Yeah, literally.
Like most people do with blogs. They just write something. It's like, this is going to get numbers. One person viewed it. It's your Aunt Cheryl.
Nothing.
It's your Aunt Cheryl from across state.
Oh yeah, here we go. It's still here. Deadman0204.blogspot.com.
Send me that link and I'll put it in chat. In case anybody ever wants to see it. Because I already got I put the YouTube channel in there. Obviously, I'm not
Thank you.
not gonna let you swim me here and let you drown.
Um, but yeah, it was I started writing, and I started writing really good stuff. I thought, you know what I mean. There was not a lot of people at the time that were not professional, you know what I mean, doing the stuff that I was doing, and so I had a lot of fun with it. And so, of course, I wanted people to read it, but what are you gonna do, you know?
I mean, you can
And
only do so
so
much in a sea of content. You know, the internet has really pushed out a lot of content.
yeah, and then something happened in the last couple of years where a lot of people had to stay home, but I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, neither do I. I think it was testicular cancer. I think everybody just got
More
a
than likely.
I think everybody just got a magical disease of testicular cancer all at once. So don't want that to spread around.
So yeah, when you go back, let me see how far this goes. This goes all the way back to April 3rd of 2013. Wow.
Holy shit! If you really
Yeah.
want that Deadman lore, that's how you go and find it. Jesus.
And there's three, which is an Immortal's Tale Part 3. Oh, I'm sorry, Part 1. And the whole stigma of this fucking the whole reason I wrote this story was literally the first line of the story. And it was just something that got stuck in my head, and I was like, God, that would make a killer intro to a story.
Now, what is that first line for anybody that's just listening?
An Immortal's Tale, Part 1. An Immortal's Tale, The Man in the Black Suit is the name of the series. And it says, first line is, my name is Jonathan Ross, and I'm here to tell you about the time I almost died. Not much of a tale normally, I know, but here's a twist that makes it kind of interesting. I'm immortal.
Okay. All right. That catches my attention for something I would read.
Exactly. So I was just like, that's such a good fucking line. It's such a good line. And I started writing, and then this whole lore was born. And then I also loved writing zombie stories. And there was this there was this idea of just I had this image in my head of just zombies. You know what I mean? Um, Chasing two people and one of them falling. And I was like, how can I get this across with as little words as possible? And so, if you want to actually see how short this story is, but how dense it is, I'm going to send it to you real quick. And it's just one of those. It was one of those things where every time I wrote something, I was like, it's kind of a challenge. Where do I want to go with this? What do I want to do with this? Why do I need it to be this or that? And so, that's what I started doing with my writing, and I started putting it out there. Like what other prompts should I use? What other stuff should I use? What do you want to see? And
Right.
I got some feedback. You know,
Well, I've
and
also noticed that when it comes to your content, you're very like, I want to challenge myself in a new way.
very much so, yeah. Yeah.
Like staying in a singular box is not how you roll with your content. I've noticed that because I did watch some of the Project Dead channel, which I mean a decent amount of it.
Oh, the Studio Dead.
Yep, studio. Yep,
Yeah.
yep. I watched a decent amount of that, and I'm just like, man, this is a hell of a lot different than what I'm used to now with the VT network.
yeah, all of us drunk and kind of rambunctious and and running skits and tackling each other and hurting each other. Yeah, yeah.
The
Uh,
old
I,
days of
I,
YouTube. When that
yeah,
was
I will tell you, man. I more than a couple of times I left with cuts and bruises on my fucking body.
oof. So
There was
along. Oh, go
oh
on.
yeah, there was this one time we were filming a skit that I stole a plane. I think we were reviewing Saints Row or GTA. And the skit was that I stole a plane and I dove out of it like stupid GTA and Saints Row style. And instead of dying, I landed on my friend that we were filming with. But the funny part is that to get that shot, I actually climbed on top of an F-150 and jumped off the F-150 and tackled my friend.
Oh God.
Totally fucked me up and totally fucked him up. But it was a fun skit. You know, we got it done.
As long as everybody had fun, that's the key component, I guess. If I see, that's like seeing Rikishi off the top belt. You're like, oh, this is gonna hurt.
Uh huh.
Now, along with your love of creating content and creating different forms of media, you're also a gigantic movie monster person.
Yes.
Now, of course, I gotta know, where did the love for that start? Because that is a very niche area of horror that, from my view, I've only seen black or white. People either really love horror, like monster movies, or they fucking hate them. There is no
Uh,
gray area.
I grew up watching horror, and I grew up very lucky in the idea that my parents at that time were level enough to be hey, this is all fake, this is what this is, this is a guy in a rubber suit, so I was able to enjoy it a lot more. You know what I mean? And man, monster movies, it's just sometimes, especially when you're younger, you're like, how the fuck did they do that? How did they how did that person must be dead? You know, like they killed someone on this film because you can't figure it out. And I loved it. I loved watching cities get destroyed. I loved watching the terrible blue screen with the fucking helicopters on the wires. You know what I mean? And the dude in the suit fucking yelling at them because I don't know if you know this, but there's actually audio tracks to all the old monster movies.
What?
Yeah, there's actually audio tracks. Every time they open their mouth, all the old Godzilla films and stuff like that, there's actually someone yelling.
No shit.
Yeah, you can find it. You
I
can
did
find it
not
on
know
YouTube.
that. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm looking that up. I am looking that up.
and it's one of the funniest fucking things ever. Um, but I think my great love started with Godzilla 1985 because I grew up with Godzilla. You know what I mean? I grew up with the cheesy, meow, meow, like the guy in the rubber suit, and you're like, haha, yeah. And then Godzilla 1985 came out, and they actually explore the Isle of Monsters. You know what I mean? Like the ship in the very beginning of the movie is radiated to some extensive degree, but there's also the crew gets eaten by insects, gigantic insects, and the first survivor of it, he's fighting this beetle, and he actually has to stab the beetle. So like when they find him, he's locked in this locker and just like spaced out of his mind. And the first time you see Godzilla, it's no longer the goofy rubber suit thing. He has this scowl and he has these big white fangs, and he's just fucking mean this time. He's not like the goofy, Japanese Godzilla of before. And I just kind of fell in love with the idea that they like, oh fuck yeah, yeah, monsters. And then you
Actual
throw in,
monsters. Yes.
yeah, monsters. The more monsters, the better. I loved it. And I did grow up watching cheesy monster movies, and Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. Uh, you know, uh, was it Joe Bob Riggs? You know what I mean?
Right.
And all these monster movies that would come out, the Wolfman, the Mummy, Monster Squad was one of my favorites of all time. Uh, so I like the more and more I watched movies, I was just like, yes, God, I love this. This is so fucking. And the more scientific it is, the scarier it is to me. Nightmare on Elm Street, no, not scary at all. Tremors terrifies me on a visceral level.
And we all, if you know Deadman, then you know what his favorite horror movie of all time is.
Evil Dead 2.
I was gonna say Aliens, but touche.
Yeah, Evil Dead 2. It's my favorite movie of all time.
I'm not arguing this. I'm not doing this again.
No, we had a wonderful discussion. We did, and we actually settled why you don't like the remake. Why, and you know what? Those are all very perfectly valid reasons. And I have zero
I only need
arguments.
one. I only need one for me to not like it. I only need one for the remake, and that's that would kill an entire film for me.
And you know what? That's fine. That is perfectly fine. I'm never gonna argue that against you.
So why is it when it's more scientific in a horror movie that scares you more than, say, something like Friday the 13th or Halloween or Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Why does that freak you out more?
Well, let's run down the list. Friday the 13th.
Probably bad examples, but that's all I could think of off the rip. So
No. Friday the 13th. Fucking Jason Voorhees. There is in my life. There's so much that has prepared me to dismember a motherfucker. You know what I mean? Even when I was a teenager, I had to fight my way to and from school from 2nd grade on. So I had to fight every fucking day, and I got jumped every fucking day. So the idea of just some big lumbering dude coming after me while I have access to a weapon of some kind, not exactly frightening, bro. Like what do you? Come here, motherfucker.
and then you hear the music. You hear the music like, well, where are you at? I hear the music. Where the fuck are you at, bro?
Yeah, you know what I mean? I hear the music and I'm like, I already know you're here, bro. Just come out and fight me like a fucking deadite that you are. So that's Friday the 13th. Let's look at Michael Myers, Halloween. Again, I'm just like, there's nothing you can do that's gonna make me stop from murdering you. Especially if I know you're coming to murder me, I'm gonna dismember you. They're gonna have to identify you from the smear left on the pavement when I'm done with you. Like that, there's and the thing is that when I was growing up, I had my dad, and I learned how to fight. I learned how to fight through a lot of different means, not just getting jumped, but I had martial arts training. I studied martial arts, and I studied, you know what I mean, like a whole bunch of other things: street fighting, tactics, brawling, wrestling, so on and so forth. So the idea of just these dudes that are just like unstoppable juggernauts, I'll find a way. I'll find a way. There's nothing that you can do to stop me. If this belongs on this mortal plane, I will end you. But you go to something like Aliens, Xenos, where we have a biological life form that is actually a parasitic organism that takes the best traits genetically of whatever host materials it has and incorporates them into its already perfect form, making it thus even more indestructible. And the cycle repeats itself because the farther away from a colony a drone is, the more likely chance it is to become a queen, and therefore setting up a whole new colony.
Oh, I now understand. I now understand why that's scary. Okay. I didn't think about that.
And also just imagine these fucking things are endless. They're endless. It's like in Aliens, shout out to Henry the host. In Aliens, they're firing 10mm caseless explosive tip hollow point rounds. Those are big fucking bullets, alright? The aliens the Xenos eat them up. It takes several shots to put them down, and even then, you don't put them down completely. And on top of that, their blood is acid. Oxidizes when it dies, of course, granted, whatever, but one of those few seconds between death and injury, you still have molecular acid that is just going unchecked. So
Nope.
Yeah, when you really think about it, right? And then you got something like Tremors, something with the graboids, gigantic worms that were based off of bobbit worms and stuff like that have these hooks for these tongues for mouths. They move silently. The only time they shriek is when they're injured. And on top of all of that, they're fast enough and smart enough to go underneath you instead of taking you completely and quickly. Plus, they start eating you the second you're in their mouth.
Oh. Okay. All right, we can stop with that conversation real fucking fast. Oh. Because
Yeah,
isn't it? Because
if you
isn't like one of
actually,
the things of tremors is if you step on the ground, they can hear the vibrations of your foot hit the ground.
they detect vibrations, yes, and that is how they hunt. And what's really funny is that once you start when you actually bring up the picture of the graboids and the graboid mouth, you can actually see the precursor teeth right at the front of the mouth that are the ones that start chewing and eating you while you're still alive.
Yeah, no, okay, yeah, I was kind of confused when you said the more scientific it got, the scarier it got. But now that you're like explaining it, I'm thinking, okay, fuck that, fuck the aliens, and fuck Tremors, because now that just makes me not want to watch those movies anymore.
Yeah, and the more scientific something is, something like Jurassic Park, for instance, like there are things in Jurassic Park. We know that those aren't dinosaurs. We know that they were genetically altered. We also know that these fucking things are just mean.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? You take away any of the guessing game, any of the mysticism, any of the demons and stuff like that,
Ah,
because
why would you send me that?
so you know.
Ah, I hate that. Thank you. Ugh. Yeah, thank you for sending me a picture of inside the mouth. I really appreciate that. That's something I could have gone my entire life with.
But as you can, like I said, you can see the big black teeth right there at the back that already start to grind you up while you're in their mouth.
Right, I want to show that on stream, but I don't want them to like be like that. That's not a mouth, there, buddy. It's like I promise you, it is. It's a
Yeah,
mouth.
it is. It is a graboid. Uh, yeah, and those spikes act like molars, act like daggers and stuff like that, and start grinding you up as soon as you get into their mouth.
That's gonna haunt me tonight. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now of course, with horror movies, we have remakes, which it
Yes.
seems as of lately we have had remake upon remake upon remake upon remake. Do you think these are good ideas, or do you think they're tarnishing the name of the horror movies that they're coming off of?
I think as long as they're done with love, it's fine. I really do, and here's why I said that caveat. We have the new Hellraiser that's about to come out, right?
Yes. Yes.
And we know that Clive Barker worked on it. We also know that the story is based far more on on the concept of the Hellbound Heart. So when you go back to the book, yeah, the book has its fucking issues. There's some really graphic shit in it. There's some really BDSM shit in it. But when you have the ability now to look at the technology available to you and go, yeah, we can do this, and we can do this a lot better. I'll give you another perfect example. It, chapter 1 and 2.
The newest ones they did?
Yeah,
Okay.
with
All
Bill
right.
Skarsgård. So those are movies that were born of opportunity that you can, oh yes, we can go back to the story. We can talk about the leper. You know what I mean? We can talk about
Mhm.
Barb's father. You know what I mean? We can talk about the blood. We can talk about the homophobia that's actually written into the book. We can talk about these things because we now have not only the technology, the budget, but now the people want to see more faithful adaptations. So when you do it with love, I don't see an issue. The Evil Dead remake that we disagree on, and that's perfectly fine, was done with love. Fede Alvarez actually fucked with the cast a lot to get them scared. In fact, the main actor, the main guy, the Ash replacement,
Yeah.
when they were filming in the woods, when he was supposed to be burying his sister, and he wasn't stressed enough, and so Fede Alvarez, well, because he was kind of like tackling it, you know what I mean? He was just kind of
Yeah.
like, I'm just burying someone. So,
You're
so
enjoying this scene a little too much, and
yeah,
I
you're
don't
supposed
like
to be,
that.
yeah, you're supposed to be burying your sister. Fuck nuts. You're not supposed to be digging a hole, So, what he did, Fede Alvarez grabbed the guy by the shoulders, started walking out to the woods, literally just walking out to the woods, and it was talking to him the whole time, explaining the scene. Yeah, we want to. we want to kind of have an emotional take to this. We kind of want you to have some feelings for this. We want you to, I want you to feel what's happening and feel what's going on in the scene. By the way, stay here for just a minute. And then he walked back to set and left the fucking actor in the middle of the woods in the dark.
I mean, if you don't want to put that much effort into a scene, you kind of deserve it, Bubba.
Yeah, and, so like when he sits there for like a couple of minutes and he's like, hey, hey. He starts trying to walk back to fucking set. And of course, he's in the middle of the woods. He's an actor, and it's pitch fucking black, and it's raining and scary, and he's covered in blood and shit. So, yeah, he starts freaking out a little bit. So when he gets back to set, they're like, all right, action.
Oh,
So,
I could only imagine he was just like, I am knocking your teeth down your throat when all this is said and done. You are losing your 2 front teeth after this.
yeah, so I don't mind. I don't mind when it's done with love, and I think this gatekeeping of horror movies or remakes in general. For instance, the Power Rangers remake was actually pretty goddamn decent.
They did a remake of the Power Rangers?
Yeah, a couple of years ago.
Oh, that explains why I don't. Okay.
But yeah, these things were they're done with love. You know what I mean? And
Right.
as long as they're done with love and not just for the idea of
Cash
oh, you
grab.
know what? Yeah, this franchise is still alive. We can still make some money off it. Or fucking we have to make a movie or we lose the license. Yeah, no, fuck all that. Fuck those movies.
Yeah, kind of like how I thought Killer Clowns from Outer Space was just going to be we have the license. There's a game coming out. We're going to make a movie. Until you told me that the original writer and director were going to be part of it.
Mm-hmm. And they're doing the game for a funding thing. So yeah.
Okay, didn't know that either. All right, I'm all for that. Now,
And, I do defend. I do defend um when movies are made with love, which is why I defend the Evil Dead remake, which is why I defend certain other remakes and stuff like that. I defend them because I'm like, these were made with love. Like there was no actor that wasn't given 100%. You know what I mean?
right, and you can obviously tell when movies are made with love and when they're just made for a quick paycheck.
For instance,
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake.
yeah, well, I mean,
That
which
was
fucking one. There are so many. I'm just done with it. I no longer care.
the one that Netflix released.
Don't care. Didn't see it.
I did, and I fell asleep halfway through it. Cause I'm sorry, when you have Leatherface going on a bus full of people, and the first thing I hear is, "Oh, we're gonna cancel you." It's like, okay, all right, look, you had me for about 10 minutes, and you lost me there. I'm gone. I'm out.
Oh,
And
that one just came out, right? Like last year or
yeah,
something?
yep. Beginning of this year, actually.
This year. Man, okay.
Yeah, beginning of this year. It's just it bothers me when remakes get made, and like you said, when they're not made with love and they're just made for quick paychecks. It's like it's transparent. It's as
Very.
transparent as Homer rubbing a fish sandwich on a wall, like that transparent.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how you know it's good.
Now, obviously, you're not just a horror movie aficionado, but also a video game aficionado.
Yes.
So we gotta know, what was the first console you ever owned? Very first gaming console that you had in your hands.
Atari 1600.
Oh, Jesus Christ, you're showing your age.
No, that's actually just a leftover from my parents.
See, I tried making a joke and you kill it. Thanks, Deadman. I
know.
appreciate that. Asshole.
It shows my parents' age, though.
Yeah, that definitely does.
Yeah. Like me, that shit was a hand-me-down. That's like getting roasted for shoes you didn't buy. What are those? My grandma gave them to me. Never mind.
She passed away. And that made it worse. Thank you.
And now I feel bad. I'm going to therapy. Fuck you guys.
I'll see you. The fucking DBZ abridged line. I'll see you guys in therapy.
I'll see you guys in therapy. Don't tell me what to do, bitch. Anyways.
Krillin's own count. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for me, the highlights of that shit were fucking Popo and
Kami.
and Cell.
I never watched the Perfect Cell arc when they did the Cell arc.
Oh, that's so fucking funny. It's so fucking funny. All these squares make a circle. All these squares make a circle. Mr. Kami, tell me I can leave the lookout. Mr. Popo, you may... Don't tell me what to do, bitch! All these squares make a circle.
Honestly, the highlights for that show were Great Kami, Super Kami Guru, and Nappa. Those two made that show for me.
I'm gonna catch you with my mouth like a doggy.
Oh my god, why are you so fat? Hi, I'm Super Kami Guru. I'm the one not judging you by your appearance.
Oh my god, how come you so fat? I thought you people survived off water. Hi, I'm Super Kami Guru. I'm the one not judging you by your appearance.
Oh, so he's calling himself God now.
I just love like that one, or like if you know you have a fan, you just sit back in a warehouse and go, no.
I would like to deny that I have not done that numerous times when I've been by myself, but I'd be a fucking liar.
No.
I saw a bird. It was pretty. Kicking its ass.
I love that fucking series.
Oh, that brings me into a question. So obviously Dragon Ball Z is not a property of Team 4 Star in any sense of the word.
Correct.
Do you think what they did was fair use?
Absolutely.
Because I know that there was a big disagreement with the creators of Dragon Ball Z and Team 4 Star, where the voice actor was like, I'm not really a big fan of this. So, and they battled multiple copyright claims on their channel because of that. But what amazes me is with the huge success that channel had received.
Yeah, well, it was weird. Okay, so it's weird. When it is obviously a parody, obviously, we're talking Spaceballs. You know what I mean? Like,
we're one level below, like a simple level below Spaceballs.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like you were aiming for Spaceballs, but you hit Team 4 Star. It's on the same target. What they obviously did was parody. And the reason you can obviously say that it's literally obviously parody, and I'm using the word obvious a lot because it is literally blatant that what they did was parody. I mean, yeah, they use the animation and stuff like that, but that's why you can still spoof a music video. That's why you can still have cover songs, where "Hey There Delilah" turns into, a weird stalking thing. You know what I mean? Hey there, Delilah, you're 1,000 miles away, but tonight you look so pretty. Yes, it's true. I got cameras in your room. But anyways,
sitting in the bushes, watching you do what you do.
So when it is quite literally blatantly obvious that it is parody, yes, that's absolutely fair use. The idea that they went back with Toro Animation and Toro was like, yes, go ahead, have fun with it. And then they got really super popular and started making merch and started making money. That's when Toro was like, hey, hold on, hey, whoa, hey. Now you're stepping into our shit. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what happened, was that, they started making money, they started getting followers and everything else like that. Fucking Mr. Popo had a whole different vibe, as well as Vegeta, and they had quotable lines, and they started stepping on the merch and the money of Toro Animation, and that's exactly what happened.
Which, on one aspect, as a business aspect, I could say, okay, well, they're taking money, but on the same on the same breath, it's like, okay, if they're going to watch that, then they're going to want to know where it comes from. And if
Yeah,
they want to
one
know
could
where,
argue that.
if they want to know where it comes from, they'll watch Dragon Ball Z, which will turn into watching Dragon Ball, which I'm going to say a hot take. Fuck all of you Dragon Ball Z fans. I will spit this until I'm dead on the ground. GT was good. Suck my dick. They're going to want to watch all of it. So I just don't understand why it was such a pressing issue, because they were making a little bit of change off of it.
And like I said, this is Toro Animation. They're notorious for doing this shit. I can't defend them in any aspect because, yeah, okay, they're stepping on your merch and they're stepping on your money, but at the same fucking time, you let them do it in the first place.
Right, but once they started making money, that's when it was an issue.
And when they started making, the series and stuff like that. Oh wait, hold on, we can't have that. Ooh, hold on, you guys are being successful. Now there's people quoting you instead of us. Now there's people screaming, no, no. Like instead of, fucking whatever Goku's catchphrase is this fucking season.
Right.
Like there's people out there that can do the entire back and forth of Vegeta and what's his name? God, I always call him by their traditional name, so it's Son Goku and fucking
Kakarot.
Son.
Gohan.
Son. Gohan, thank you.
He's got two of them. You pick which one you want here.
Yeah, Son Gohan is like the full name. So yeah, so you can do the whole bit of Son Gohan and Vegeta. What are you doing? What am I doing? Flying around. Thwart my plans.
or the like kicking me in the dick. He keeps kicking me in the dick. Oh God.
Why does he keep kicking me in the dick?
I have an idea.
If you say hit him really hard, I'm going to kick you in the dick.
But you always get more quotable lines from things that are funny, that are entertaining. I'm sorry, but when you have, again, just 3 episodes of screaming, what catchphrase or what lines do you want me to take from that?
Exactly, and that's kind of like what their issue was that there was a lot of stuff coming out of like DBZ Abridged and not coming out of them, and so I think in the end that's what the issue was, right?
Then make better shit.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not a fan of DBZ at all, like in the slightest. DBZ Abridged is the most Dragon Ball Z I have ever watched in my life.
I can't say that. I can't even come close to saying that. But I agree. DBZ Abridged is definitely the more entertaining one I can stomach.
Because it's not only is it fun, but it actually, I don't know, has reasons for everything happening. Oh, Goku's an idiot through and through. Like, through and through.
The muffin button. The muffin button.
Yeah. It's through and through. There is not like it's not like the real anime or I guess the original anime where Goku's just this simplistic idiot who can tie his fucking shoes and then the next moment this guy's a god. It doesn't work.
Yeah, that made no sense when he came from an alien that fell like to Earth to take over it, and now he's God.
Yeah.
There's a whole line here that I must have missed somewhere.
And since we're doing hot takes, by the way, Superman bodies Goku.
Oh, that's a hot take right there.
That's right.
In every anime forum, you always see, but can he be Goku? But can he be Goku? But can he be Goku?
Motherfucker, Goku can't beat Goku. I'm sick of this fucking argument. But Superman can't. Yes, he can. Easily. Superman bodies Goku every time. And it doesn't matter what fucking magical tier or color he dyes his hair. He's dead. No, I said it. Welcome to the Podcast Daddy show. Like, I'm fucking hot takes flying everywhere.
Hot takes flying everywhere. Well, I always seen that when One Punch Man started to make its rounds. Like, oh, but what could One Punch Man beat Goku? And it's like,
yes.
I hate the argument, but yeah, One Punch Man could definitely body Goku. Like, that's not even an argument.
Yes, we have it. You know how we have it confirmed? I don't know. Maybe the idea that the latest issue of One Punch Man, one of his punches that missed, actually took out an entire galaxy.
Oh, that's right.
Quintillions of stars, quintillions of planets, stars, energy sources. He wiped them out with literally, it's in his name, one punch. You're gonna fucking tell me that Mr. Blonde Hair Screams a Lot is gonna take that on the chin and just walk away? Get fucked, bro.
So, since I have you on my show and I can
Yes.
control it, unlike you asshole,
Yes.
Bobobo versus One Punch Man, who do you think wins? Because they are both obviously joke characters.
Yeah, that's kind of like what we were talking about. I think we never actually finished that conversation. Bobobo is literally a precursor to One Punch Man.
He's a joke.
And
It's a joke series. The guy has nose hairs. He studies in the fist of the hair, or the. You get my point.
you got it. You got it. It was the fist of the hair. Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. Wow.
And
Jesus Christ. Thank God that core memory came out right at that time.
I think One Punch Man wins for only one reason. And that is just one of his moves that kind of puts him on top, and that's Serious Punch number 1.
Okay, explain.
So Bobobo has an arsenal, right? He has literally an arsenal. He can reach back and make the dumbest shit happen, or you know what I mean, like just shrug off whatever.
Or have a fight with somebody about who has the saddest backstory.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like it's
God, that was so
kind of-
stupid.
It
I'm
was
sorry.
fucking hilarious.
Oh, it was funny as shit. But like the entire time I'm watching that, I'm like, oh, hold on. Okay, wait. Even
This is dumb.
yeah, even I'm thinking like, God damn, this does not make any sense. If I'm saying that.
Yeah. So Bobo has an arsenal of things that he can reach into and whatever. But none of them are fight enders. You know what I mean? Like in the end, Bobo kind of goes the route of Dragon Ball Z. Of we fought, now we're friends. Except for like maybe 2 people in the entire comic, where
Right.
it was literally like, no, we got to fight to the death. And it was literally 2 characters in the entire fucking run of the comic that did that because they honestly didn't want that to be an aspect of this.
Which one thing you got to appreciate about Bobo is that it was making fun of comics at that point, of like normal Shonen Jump mangas at that point, where it's like you see all these stupid things that you acknowledge. Yeah, we're gonna make you laugh at them, even though this is what's happening in your favorite shit.
Yeah, and you know, so Bobo has no,
Why do you say the full name?
because it's what's the name of the comic? It's the same thing with One Punch Man. If you want to talk about Saitama versus Bobo, that's different. But I mean, Saitama has fight enders. You know what I mean? Like serious jumping move number 1, or you know, a serious punch 1, serious punch 2. All these world ending or fight ending moves. Meanwhile, Bobo doesn't. He doesn't have anything in his arsenal that can actually like
End
stand
a
up,
whole fight.
end a fight. Yeah, you know. So that's the reason I say that Saitama in the end wins. And trust me, it's by a cunt hair. It's not like haha, bodied, KO. No, it's like, all right, well, he won.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that was a close one. It was pretty close, but you know we got it. You know where it's gonna go.
Right, yeah.
Now,
So,
do
yeah.
you think joke mangas and joke animes get more of a higher put on a higher pedestal than serious ones?
Absolutely. Because we love to laugh. We love to laugh. We love the more ridiculous the situation, the funnier it is. Such as Saitama chasing a fucking mosquito.
And he can't seem
And-
to catch it. Like no matter what, just
Even though this cocksucker can level mountains, he's chasing a mosquito naked down the street with a can of mosquito spray. So like that's goddamn hilarious. That is funny as shit. And we see the villain in that episode, you know, she's ultra powerful. She can drain human beings of all their blood in a second. And so, you know, she's going after the robot guy. I can't remember his fucking name right now, Genos. And, you know, Saitama just backhands her. And she's literally a blood splatter on the fucking, you know, building. I hate mosquitoes. I mean,
I'm a fan of joke shit. I think One Punch Man is just it's ran its course.
I love it. I love it. But if you want to actually like look into this and actually include one we both love, Invincible is a joke comic.
Okay, all right. Add some context on that one.
Well, who is Omni-Man?
Supposed to be
Really
a knockoff. Yeah.
Really think about it. Really, no. Don't think about it as a knockoff. Think about what he is in the world.
We're talking about Invincible, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought, but my brain was like, no, that's not the right person. Don't muddy the waters here. But
Yeah, Omni-Man.
Omni-Man was supposed to be a villain to come and destroy the Earth, but he porked some girl to raise a family, and then all of a sudden he's a family man. Okay,
Yeah.
I guess you lost me in translation of where this was supposed to go.
No. You keep going with it. Who is he in this world?
He's supposed to be the big good superhero, the like world savior, the universe
Yeah.
saver.
He's the big gun. Who can take him out? Literally no one.
Yeah.
No. He can be hurt. The Immortal hurt him. The Red Flash hurt him. Even Athena hurt him, but none of them were able to take him out. It literally took the entire Justice League equivalent to put him in the hospital, and he still killed them all.
Oh, that scene was brutal.
It was beautiful.
The animation, beautiful. Even when it was drawn out, beautiful. Oh. But just watching him stick his thumbs into the eyes of the Flash knockoff was like, oh, fuck me. That hurt.
I kind of want to get on the radar of Death Battle because they need guys with deep voices. I've noticed that some of their people kind of fall short of where you know, a character is supposed to be. Like when the guy that J.K. Simmons voices Omni-Man, he has a certain grit to it. You know what I mean? Like it's very dad, but he has a very certain grit to it. And the line in Death Battle when he's like, "I'm gonna feed you your heart."
Oh, like, that was such a cool battle, though.
It was so good. And you know, like those lines, you know what I mean? Like I don't know if the actor just couldn't get that rumble, but it kind of fell flat for me. And then like at the end of the fight, you know, remember what I promised you. Now swallow.
Puts it right into him. You're like, oh, fuck. I love that.
Beautiful. So, so Invincible is a joke comic in the idea that we do have the big nuclear bomb, the big powerful one, and compared to him, we have the goofy do-gooder, which is Invincible, Mark.
I still find the name ironic because he just gets the fuck kicked out of him in every single fight he's in.
Yeah, well, Kirkman, right?
Yeah. It's like, we're going to name him Invincible, but he's going to get the shit whipped out of him on every chance he gets.
Yeah, everyone beats his ass because he doesn't know how to fucking fight. Everybody's been in this game for years and he's barely walking in. But there's it is a joke comic because when you compare them to when you compare the character stats or character pacing to something like One Punch Man, you have Tiger, that is Omni-Man. He is undefeated according to everybody. This guy can kill everybody, but he's a good guy, so he's on our side. And then you have Invincible, who's out there doing the work, who does get beat up, but it doesn't really affect him in the long run, and that's Saitama, and that's Mark.
Now who's king? I gotta know who's king if we're gonna go
Omni-Man.
equivalents here. Okay, but okay, I'm gonna argue that one because we know King just happens to be right place, right time.
He's just a dude, yeah.
Yeah, he's just a dude that happens to be at the right place, right time. And the last one I remember is him going to take a piss in a porta potty or hiding. Then he comes out and the thing's dead. And everybody's like, "Oh, King did it again." He's like, "Fuck, no, I didn't."
Yeah, but according to the superhero guild, according to the company, King is powerful enough to end everybody. Remember?
Yep. That shows you how long it's been since I've read One Punch Man.
Well, it's even in the show that they say that their most powerful contender of all time was King.
Same difference.
Yeah.
It's the same. Like I said, after the whole sewer battle that everybody has, I was like, I'm gonna check out here. I think this is where I'm gonna call it good. Because
I love that fucking comic. I love the show. The comic is good, but I love the show.
All right, I'm gonna give you my argument for anime versus manga, and I want you to tell me if I'm valid here, or if I'm just gonna be one of those manga cocksuckers. You ready?
I'm for it.
So, the reason I would rather read manga compared to anime is because the season, and you don't know if you're going to get a second season, or if they're going to completely diverge from the actual fucking source material. God, my brain was starting to crack there for a second.
Well, okay, so what's the basis of what is the question itself then? Let's break it down to that.
Okay, do you think that anime should follow the manga like beat to beat to beat, and we should just get rid of filler episodes?
Absolutely not.
Oh, god damn you. Worse. Why
No,
keep...
and,
Okay, explain.
I'm not gonna like put the best explanation to it, but I will tell you that without that 1 to 1 ratio as far as shows to manga goes, Cowboy Bebop the show vastly different than the manga. The show's better in every aspect.
Now we're talking about the cartoon, folks, not the Netflix adaptation of it.
That thing was great too. Whoever has a fucking problem with that, come over to VTNetwork and argue with me. You're welcome. Until I hear your argument, fuck you though. Anyways, the show was better in spades, in spades than the manga. Yes, the manga delved a little bit more into this and that, but we also have what is supposed to be a very, very young Jet and Spike in the manga somehow lived this very long traumatic life in just 22 years. Versus in the anime, where he's already in his mid 30s and he's lived this life. He's served in the military. He worked for the Yakuza. He got out, faked his death, came back and became a bounty hunter. I think 30 something years is way more of a plausible timeline than the 22, 23 years that was in the manga.
All right, fair enough. Motherfucker, fair enough.
But no, like, and let's take it a step further. Let's take it a step further because that's just one example. I have to provide a couple so that we can understand what I'm talking about. Let's go with Hellsing Ultimate. Hellsing itself, the comic, average, really average. I don't care. You guys can come for me on that one. It's average. There's nothing special about it. There's nothing mind blowing about it. There is nothing that is oh my god. You know what I mean? But you go to the anime and the scene where he's fighting Victor, the blonde vampire, and he's like changing the mist, call your familiars, fight me, put your legs back on, fight me, hurry. That shit is nerve-wracking because even though you're like rooting for Alucard, you're like, I still don't want to be here.
And Hellsing was never one I could really get into that much, so I guess my basis of that comes from Gantz. And you know what my beef with Gantz was.
Yeah.
You know, we want to take a good ass manga and follow it up until halfway through the second season, and then we're like, oh, remember this piece of shit main character that we have? Yeah, we're gonna make him into a good guy now. Oh, fuck me. Of course that's happening.
Well, and like we talked about with Gantz, and it's difficult because like yeah, with mangas you really don't have any real limitations as long as you can draw it, right?
Right.
With animes, however, there is a limit, and there is only so much you can do, and there's only so much you can portray. First of all, portray. Second of all, um, there's only so many places you can go with the story, especially when it comes to something like Gantz. Gantz is so
Brutal.
oh god, it's so overwhelmingly over the top. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna say brutal because brutal's a little bit different. Brutal is berserk. Brutal is, you know what I mean, stuff like that. You know, Vinland Saga is brutal, but having to jump from the story from where they did in the anime to where they would be in the manga, that is that's not a page turn. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, no, it definitely wasn't a page turn. It was definitely like, okay, we're here. Where the fuck did we go?
Yeah, what the fuck just happened? We were in the thing, not we were in the thing 5 minutes ago. Why are we here?
We were in the apartment, just everybody survived, and now we're on a spaceship. How?
Yeah, and so I mean, okay, so think of trying to like do the continuity of like the Court of Owls.
Okay, all right.
Like, yeah, we can put that to film or we can put that to animation. That's so dense. How the fuck are you gonna explain all of it?
Yeah, there's a lot in the Court of Owls. Like
Exactly.
even after you and DJ recommended that to me, I read it and I was like, okay, wow. There's more here that I did not obviously read, and then I went online and it's like, oh, here's the entire reading order. I'm like, okay. Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot to read.
Yeah, death of the family is another one. Like, yeah, we can animate it or we can put it to a movie, but how much of the original substance can we put in this?
Yeah, but something simple like the Killing Joke easily got animated.
Because it's a short one. Yeah.
Yeah, because that story wasn't exactly like the most mind bending ever. Joker kills. Oh God, which Robin was it?
Todd.
Todd. Yep. Joker kills Todd. Oh God, that was a weird one. That was beautifully drawn, beautifully written, but oh, that was heartbreaking.
Well, no, the killing joke is when Joker shoots Barbara through the spine, takes pictures implying that he raped her, and then tries to drive Gordon mad in the abandoned theme park. Either way, it's still that's brutal. That's brutal. that's up there, you know.
Right. There's a decent way to do brutality in comics and manga and stuff. What was the no way?
All right, so okay, you're gonna make fun of me, but I'm gonna turn on my camera for this. You gotta see this.
All right, bet.
So I went to the dollar store today, and I picked up a little trash can.
Folks, it's a little trash can. He's not joking.
It fits my water bottle.
Oh Jesus Christ!
It's like
All right, when we start talking about little trash cans, that's the sign that that's the end of the show. So I'm going to have one more question. It's the question I've asked everybody I've interviewed, and I'm not stopping here. If you could give any advice to any up-and-coming content creator, wannabe director, just anybody that wants to work in film, sound development, anything in that aspect, what would it be?
Do the work. In all reality, Ben Gillette from Penn and Teller says, "Say yes to every job within reason," and I stand by that. I did so much work for free in Texas because I never thought I would leave. I never thought I was going to leave Texas. So I did so much work for free. My name is out there. I still have connections in Texas. If I want to go shoot a movie right now, I can literally go back to Texas, make 2 phone calls. I'll have the entire thing funded, shot, and ready to roll in about a week. And take every job you can within reason. Say yes to everything within reason. And that's the advice I'll give you. Yes, schooling is important. Schooling is absolutely important. I never went to school. However, I applied myself and I applied what I had learned by watching people much, much better than me. People that were every tutorial I could get my hands on, every lighting trick I could learn, every free academy that was out there at the time, I learned, and I read every book I could. There is a book called Save the Cat. I believe that's what it's called. Let me double check that.
Oh, that loud keyboard. Every time.
Okay, so this is Save the Cat, the last book on screenwriting you'll ever need. It's only $10, or if it's a free audiobook if you have Prime. There's all sorts of books out there. Read Save the Cat though. This is going to help you a lot, especially with formatting and stuff like that. Don't get stressed when you don't get the work. Make stuff you like. Other people will like it as well. You are not alone. You are not the weirdo that only exists in this one single bubble. Other people like your shit. I fucking guarantee it. Even Gibby has watchers. So
I know, right? I actually have people that say, "Hey, I like your stuff," and I'm like, "Is everything okay upstairs? Are all your wires connected properly?"
Are you sober? Yeah, Save the Cat.
You're not the only person that's ever told me that.
Yeah. Take every online course you can, but never let just because you're not getting the work, never let that stop you. Do stuff you want to do. Do stuff that makes you happy. Other people will like it. And it doesn't matter if you don't do numbers. Hell, I've been doing VTNetwork for fucking 3 years now, I think. 3 years. We're coming up on 4 years. And we're not famous. We're not making cash money. We're not fucking on websites and stuff like that, but we do it because we love it. We love opening this channel. We love being scientific. We love sharing these views and this love that we have for a community with everybody else. And yeah, we make a tiny little bit of money, but that's from Patreon. And you guys, everybody on our Patreon does get content. And it's not just you guys give us money and we exist. Apropos. So
It's not give us money, fuck you.
Yeah. Do take every job you can within reason. And it doesn't matter where you stop. It doesn't matter where you start. Zach Braff from Scrubs was started as a PA. If you don't know what a PA is, it's a personal assistant, somebody who goes around and does all the dirty work. He tells the actors where they're supposed to be, goes, gets the lattes, gets the donuts, tries to secure, noise and stuff like that. That's where he started. He's now making billion-dollar movies. And just start. You have to start. Don't let anybody tell me you can't start. Go for it. Do it. And let me tell you, once that first step is taken, it's like falling down a hill. You're gonna pick up speed. You're gonna keep going. You might enjoy it even.
All right. Well, we are at the end of the show. Deadman, chill all your shit there, Bubba.
Yeah, come on down to VT Network. Search us on YouTube. Look for the retro logo that is currently on your screen. If for those of you listening at home, just search VT Network, all one word. Will pop up with a retro logo. We are on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. That is VT Network 2. We're also on Patreon. That is patreon.com/VT Network. We have 3 tiers, $1, $3, and $5. At the $5 tier, you get movie roasts every month and stickers. Everyone gets stickers. It doesn't matter.
Definitely worth the money. As a $5 patron, definitely worth the money.
Yeah, and last month's stickers just went out today. This month's stickers already ordered, and I'm getting on next month's stickers as well.
Woo!
So, yeah, and come on by, go to anchor.fm/VT Network. Help us out. Help us out with the numbers. We want to get bigger. We want to bring more people on. We just had Henry, the host from It Came From a Monster Movie podcast. We've had a couple of famous people on, a couple of famous TikTokers on, and I have yet to think. Maybe props to history had a little bit of an issue because I had a Lucille as a home defense tool. He might have thought that was a bit extreme, but but yeah, come on by, say hi, and tell us Gibby sent you. We'll shout you out in the middle of the show. We're always welcoming new people, and we're our safe space. You will not be judged. You might be made fun of, but you will not be judged.
I am prime example of that.
Yes.
All right, Bubba. Thank you so much for being on, man. I really appreciate that.
Oh, thank you for having me on, and I'm glad we did this. And if you want me on again, just let me know, man.
Oh, of course. But unfortunately, you're a third shifter. So I have to, like, nab you before anything happens. I have to nab you before the giant goes to sleep. All right.
Yeah, I am a large individual.
All right, I'm going to mute you real quick, and I, of course, have my own chilling to do.
Do it.
But stick around for a minute, because I do want to talk to you about some things.
Sure.
All right, love you. Bloop. Now that should have, that did mute an indefinite me. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, that was another amazing interview with Deadman from VT Network. Great guy, runs a great show. I got nothing but love and respect for him. Now, of course, he shilled his shit, and who would I be as a host and not shill my own? Now I'm going to toss these 3 funny little links here in chat. That first one is socials. Second one is Discord. And the third one is Vice. Now, that first one is socials, where you can find me on any social media platform, including Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and any other social medias that exist. You'll probably find me. And not only does it include my socials, it also includes brand new episodes of the Podcast Daddy Variety Show that are updated every Tuesday and Thursday right after the show is done. Ooh. And the second one, Discord. Do you like free opinions? Do you like freedom of speech? Do you like being able to say whatever you want, whenever you want, to whoever the hell you want? Well, I got a Discord server for you, and it is called the Rage Pirates, where not only can you get in contact with me, but you can also get into contact with other content creators such as Piggies, Scorn, Plunder, Princess, Koala Doll, and a whole bunch of other cool-ass people that you will only be able to meet in the Rage Pirates Discord. So click on that link and fucking join. What are you doing? Stop being a noob. Get in there. Tell them Podcast Daddy sent you. Scorn might be nicer to you, or he might be meaner to you. I can't really tell you the outcome of what the Rage Demon thinks. Wish I could, but I can't. And that last one, not only am I a Rage Pirate, but I am also a very proud member of Vice Gaming Org. These guys are nothing but short of amazing content creators. They are humble. They are some of the most chaotic but lovable people I have ever met. That link right there will send you to all of the links they offer. Go to all their links, follow them, tell them Podcast Daddy sent you. And again, same as the Rage Demon. They might be nice to you, they might not, who knows. Outcomes may vary. Now, I want to do one big announcement because we actually two. October 29th, I will be with the VT Network boys and a couple other podcasters from Magic Squirrel Network. We are having a meet and greet in Cincy, I want to say it is. you'd have to go to Deadman's channel and ask him, because he knows more than I do. I just know here's date, here's place, show up. That's the only information I get. And the second announcement I have. The Rage Pirates on October 30th are holding a Halloween bash. Yes, all of the Rage Pirates are going to be dressed to the gills. We're going to drink. We are going to smoke. We are going to have a night of debauchery. And if you would like to join us, then please join us on October 30th in the Rage Pirates Discord. Now, it wouldn't be a stream if I did not give this a proper send-off. But I won't be giving it a proper send-off because this is not the only stream you're getting tonight. You're also getting another stream at 8:30 p.m. where it's going to be me and Scorn going over the Goblin Slayer anime. And the movie they made too. Yeah, and the movie. But I'm going to give you a slight send-off. Everybody, I'll catch you back here in a couple hours. Have a good evening and keep your balls clean.